One of the weirdest things happening in this Aaron Nora drama is kind of both sides not telling the whole truth. So let me just get the shilling out of the way. Please give this channel a chance, and please give my other channels a chance. So I'm just asking about the content more generally. So I just want to clarify that. I mean, I began doing Game of Thrones, Dune, and other fantasy kind of topics. I'm still going to do that. So I'm going to do some updates there. But I guess broadly, ex-Scientology, anti-Scientology falls into true crime. I've already done a series of videos on this, but I will do some things here and for both the new channel and the other channels. So watch out for that. And I'll try to put a playlist. Right, I've already done some videos on this, but I'll sort of put them back up, and you can go there. So with Aaron and Nora, I'll just do the intros very quickly because some older subscribers know the basic gist. So Aaron and Nora were friends in Scientology. However, as the years passed, to put it mildly, their paths sort of split up. So broadly, yes, they both done online activism. Right, Aaron had his channel, Nora had hers, but she stepped back years ago to concentrate on other things. And her main focus was on homophobia and Scientology and her story. And Aaron sort of just did kind of a variety of things, a lot of interviews, a lot of videos on just specific topics in Scientology. And as he got bigger and bigger, I think it's safe to say he became more and more arrogant and aggressive. And although his channel was much bigger, sort of Nora carved out her own fandom. Okay, so now we skip a couple years, and Aaron, well, no nice way of putting it, committed a series of crimes, was involved in a lot of scams and scandals. And again, whether you like him or not, these are verified, right? Whether it's Render, Claire Headley, now we have literally film footage, the state of Florida, you go through the list. Other ex-Scientologists who don't get along with him, like Chris Shelton, or even people on the outside, Tony Ortega, so on and so forth. Zero Dark Tony, you just go through the list. He just had a lot of rivalries and fights and incidents. Nora was a part of this, and I've done other videos on her role, but she was sort of like helping Aaron out doing propaganda. But then dramatically, last year, they basically had a massive split. Aaron said he was going to take the channel in a very positive direction. He didn't want any negative energy. And he didn't name Nora specifically, but everyone kind of knew, oh, you're talking about Nora. Right. Now, skip to the present. Aaron is in jail. He's being charged with several different crimes. But Nora's attitude is hard to figure out. So just a few weeks ago, she actually seemed to be sympathetic to Aaron. Right. So she was framing it as a Scientology protester in jail, which I don't think is what's happening. It's Aaron basically is creating his own cult. It's about his ego and celebrity, and basically it's about him. So it's really his narcissism. Scientology is being used as a target, but really the channel is him. It's about him. And I just want to go to the channel specifically for 1 to 2 major points, and then we'll get back to Nora, because this is going to be important. Namely, again, I'm not going to be dramatic, but even if I put in like whatever clickbait title, it's collapsing, but something's not right. So Marilyn has been recently more prominent, right, doing content for Aaron while he's in jail. We'll put aside the legality, YouTube policies. Can she do that? I just want to look at the raw views. Again, I'm only going to concentrate on her because obviously, right. But they are putting a lot of lies out on the Aaron side. So on the Aaron side, they're saying the views for the channel have gone up. Well, I double checked the Social Blade, which is usually the metric, and that's not coming up. Now, it's still getting views, right? It is still a very large channel. And again, this is why I'm concentrating on Marilyn. It could just be Marilyn. Like when Marilyn is just by herself doing the content, the views are much lower, right? Other guests, other people, Jenna, Natalie, Streets LA, they get much higher views. And obviously it's Aaron's channel. So when Aaron appears now through phone calls, they get a lot more views. But when it's Marilyn, the views plummet, right? Them's just the facts. Now, it's still early. It's not been a whole day. So maybe the views will increase. But it does seem, even among Aaron's audience, they don't like her. They don't want to see her. So unless Aaron is there, they're not really going to tune in. So it's a very, very interesting dynamic. So the channel is getting much less views now that Aaron is in jail. So can they turn it around? I don't know. But them maintaining that there's actually been a rise in the views, no. And in terms of subscribers, same thing. It's not really increasing. So that's where that channel is. But now let's get back to Nora. So how is Nora going to react? Well, it may shock people. I'm not saying this is a good thing, right? I'm speculating a little bit, but it might sound like an irony or, wait, how does that work? But Nora's probably going to be the main beneficiary here, right? Now, I don't like Nora. I don't believe her. I don't like the way she's putting out the content or even her perspective. She lies a lot. She's a hypocrite. And frankly, we have the same dilemma, namely that we're sort of feeding off of Aaron, whether we like it or not. Now, I want to be clear, our issue is not identical. I do have some videos that do get tens of thousands of views that have nothing to do with Aaron. So hopefully I can just replicate that success in the future. But again, we do have to talk about the present. So the videos with Nora that do the best, that get the most traction. There are some exceptions, like I think one of her protest video got about 50,000 views, right? So she sometimes can break through without Aaron. However, for the most part, the videos that really attract attention and make her money are the Aaron videos, right? So this recent arrest, this new scandal with Aaron is drawing a crowd and it is making her money. However, Nora keeps insisting she doesn't care about Aaron, doesn't think about Aaron, doesn't want to talk about Aaron. But again, she does know her subscribers want her to talk about Aaron and make fun of him. But you can kind of see she's in a difficult position, right? And I have the same dilemma that ideally she might want the channel to go away, but not right away, right? Before, the strategy was she worked with Aaron to grow her channel. That's not going to happen, right? Aaron has made clear he's not going to help Nora anymore. So the channel isn't too useful to grow the channel directly. But good or bad, it is one of the biggest channels that talks about Scientology. It may be bad, it may be generic, it may be silly, right? Them talking about Tom Cruise or whatever, not serious topics. But if you Google Scientology, his name will come up. So you're kind of stuck in terms of how people view YouTube videos. You're going to be locked in a small circle with Aaron, good or bad. So I think this is Nora's kind of twisted dilemma that she says she doesn't like Aaron anymore and doesn't care. And I'm not even going to get into the psychology of them, really, because I don't think she's telling the truth there. I think, to put it mildly, she still has very weird attachment issues to Aaron. Even when Aaron has said very clearly, doesn't like Nora, hates Nora, has been holding back the hatred of Nora. I still think Nora, in her, unfortunately, damaged brain, still thinks Aaron and her are together in a weird way. But I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just looking here at the analytics and how YouTube operates. So if Aaron does go to jail and he really can't continue the channel and other people have to do it, and we'll put aside the miracle if the judge does not restrict the channel, which I think will happen. Also another miracle that YouTube will not terminate the channel or freeze it, because I don't think that's how you can do YouTube, guys. You can't just, run a YouTube channel from jail. That's a whole other kettle of fish. But in any case, if the channel does decline or gets frozen, again, I don't want to say this, but I would have to say, because she has a much larger channel than I am, and she has like a very feverish fan base, she is going to appear more prominent in the algorithm, right? So some videos that would not be given a chance, or certain Nora videos that most people would ignore, are going to be given more attention. Now, the obvious question is, what is Nora going to do with this newfound attention? Again, we're talking about months ahead, right? Presupposing Aaron goes to jail, he loses the case, because he's going to lose one case. He's definitely going to lose on one charge. So the only question is how long he's going to go to jail for. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 11 months, 14 months, but he's going to go to jail. So he's going to be semi-inactive for a while. He may still try to keep the channel going, but it's going to be tough. So one of the beneficiaries will be Nora. And being brutally honest, I think she's not really going to take the opportunity in the right way. I think this is the main problem with Nora and Aaron. It's always becoming about them. They're not really interested in Scientology. And although I really hate Aaron, I think he's a bad person, I have to say Aaron is upfront about these things, right? In a weird way, because he'll put Tom Cruise in the thumbnail, Miscavige, Jenna Miscavige even sometimes, but invariably it's about him, right? Even the interviews keep going back to him. So that's really what the channel exists for, to promote him, make him money, make him a celebrity, right? Everyone who really knows the channel knows that. It is all about him. It will always be about him. It is about him, me. And there I think Nora's going to have a big problem because she keeps insisting she's an educator. She's not. She's going to teach about Scientology. She's not. She doesn't really care about the subject. She doesn't want to do the research on the topic. So be it. So she's always stuck where she's addressing the issue, but really she just wants her cult where people are devoted to her. She's the new Taylor Swift. You bow and pray. You praise Nora. You think she's some kind of weird woke goddess, and so on and so forth. But she won't admit it. So it's just a weird dynamic with the channel that it is trying to do what Aaron is doing, be successful, being a celebrity, but Nora keeps insisting she's a real activist. But then you go, okay, what are you doing as an activist? She promotes the work of other activists, which is fine. That's a thing. But in terms of her own activism, it always comes down to her surviving. She gets up every day, drinks coffee, eats in front of the camera, and says, yeah, a whole lot. That's not me mocking or making fun of Nora doing ad hominem. That's the content. It is just her concentrating on herself. And then the other topics, Scientology or Aaron or whatever, they're really a sideshow. It really is about just spending time with her and being amazed by her. And everyone's like, I love you, Nora. You go, girl, and so on and so forth. And that's just the channel. So I don't think we're in for better times. Although Aaron's not a good guy, unfortunately, I think the channel that will benefit immediately the most is Nora. And I don't think she's going to use it as a golden opportunity to, quote, redeem or reform herself. It's just going to be another opportunity for her to get lost in her narcissism, which is her choice. But I mean, ironically, good or bad, this is what I'm stuck with. Even if Aaron goes away, it's not going to really hurt my channel. I'm just going to switch to covering Nora more intensely, which I don't want to do, but that is probably what will happen. Will Nora perhaps improve? Again, I'm not one of these biology is destiny people. I think people do have choices. Reality is really complex. You can't really predict the future, but I doubt it. I doubt it. For me, I've got some things stored for the channel. Become a channel member. You can get a preview. I've got several things getting ready, right? And Buffy's coming soon, so I'm going to do a lot of stuff on the other channel on Star Wars, Buffy, and other things. So Scientology is not the only thing I need to cover. However, Nora is kind of stuck with that and Aaron as her main topics. Will she use the time wisely to redefine or actually become educated? I doubt it. But, you never know. Maybe she will find a way out of this trap. Otherwise, it will just be this weird cycle of her crying about herself, drinking soda, blaming Aaron and blaming Scientology, and doing it over and over and over again, and not really growing in any real sense, in my humble opinion.